welcome to my art room. Thank you for joining me tonight. It is my art night and I'm super excited to be painting. Last night I had a little bit of time yesterday evening and I painted these two pieces right here. And they are called blooms. It's the bloom technique, and it was created by Shelee Art, and her website is the SheleeArt.com, I believe. I have it linked in the description. But it is a super fun technique, and we layer the colors, and then we blow them out, and then we spin them. So these turned out fabulous. I do a modified version of what she teaches because I do not have all of her supplies readily at hand. She does use some supplies that have to be ordered special. They're not available in craft stores, and I just haven't done it yet. But I've been having fun making my own, so I thought we would do it again and do it live. So let me know in the comments that you're here. Say hi, let me know where you're from, and if you are acrylic paint pouring and you've done this, let me know. I would love to hear what you think about this technique. It's a little bit more of an advanced technique. It can be a little finicky and people can get frustrated. I know I got frustrated real easy when I started, and it took me a long time to even like it. But now it's so much fun. I'm loving it. So I'm going to set these aside, and I painted them last night, and surprisingly enough, they are dry. Just, they have to dry on the inside, but it's raining today, so I'm a little shocked that it dried. So this was the lid to my spinning box, because part of the technique is to spin, and I'll change cameras here in a second, but I wanted to get my paints opened up. Let me know how your day was today. Today was a nice day. Not overly overwhelming. Everything got done that needed to get done. It was nice. And then we had this great big rainstorm. So that was fun. Alright, so I mixed these paints last night and just put them in the container so they didn't dry out overnight. And I'll show you what these are. These, where's my big box? There it is. Here we go, changing views. Here is, they are called Color Shift Paints by Folk Art. And this is just the little kit. And I thought I would just use all those. And it's what I used in the ones last night, but we're going to do a little different order. And I'm reusing my popsicle sticks. This is the blue, it's called Blue Flash, and it has some lilac in it, some lavender, some blues. This is the Aqua Flash, and it's aqua with hints of blue and a teeny tiny bit of purple. And this one is called Purple Flash. Clever names, huh? Purple with hints of blue. So as it dries, the color shifts, and that's why it's called Color Shift. And that's what I love about these paintings I did last night. They're so sparkly. And I used 24 karat gold by Deco Art, which gave it extra sparkle. And then this is a white pearl metallic by Deco Art, and it's not a bright white. It almost looks a little gray toned in the camera, which is perfect because when you look at the close-up, can you see how the, ooh, there you go, can you see the color shifting and how it's sparkly? I haven't even added any sealer to it or anything. It dried a touch darker than I wanted, but I loved it. That was great. And here's the other one. Do a close-up of that one too. Okay. Definitely some of my favorite paints. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to explain just a little bit about what I'm doing. I did write this down, and you can take a screenshot if you like, or it's in the description, make it a little easier. But the bloom pour, it involves putting a paint, a pillow paint. Oh, and I forgot, this thing is a little too big. It involves a pillow paint, and I'm using a house paint, PPG Multi-Pro. I got this at Home Depot, just off the shelf. This is the smallest container I can find, but it involves this. Let me switch the view again. And what you do is you put the paint, the house paint, on the canvas, and you're supposed to put it in a puddle on the canvas. And then you take your colors, and then you puddle those on the top of that, and then you take your cell activator, which is my gold and my white, and you put it on top, and then you blow it all out. So to do that, I am going to use the world's smallest leaf blower. Isn't that adorable? I got it off Amazon. But my cell activator, I mixed 1 part paint to 4 parts of my pouring medium, and I did add silicone. You're not supposed to use silicone in the technique itself, but I don't have all the products that the technique calls for, so I'm modifying it. The pillow paint, which is the base paint, is my house paint. That's just what it is. And the colors, I mixed 1 part paint to 2 parts Floetrol. And Floetrol is a paint conditioner. I got it off of Amazon. I'm sorry, Home Depot. It's readily available in Home Depot. And I will say, I didn't open this like I was supposed to before it got on. Let's switch. The Floetrol over the years has gotten significantly better. When I first started paint pouring, you know, Floetrol was used. It was all the rage. It still is. But it had strings in it. And if you've been painting a while, you'll remember the orange cap of the Floetrol. There's something going on with that product because you had to strain Floetrol all the time. So to this day, I still strain it. The container has a white cap, so I believe that's their sign. I'm just guessing that it's a different recipe, not so stringy. But I still strain my Floetrol before I put it in my paints. And I don't notice any strings. And that started maybe a year and a half ago? Year ago? So to the makers of Floetrol, Floetrol, thank you very much for fixing that, because that was horrific. And I put my paper towels down here so they didn't block the camera view, but I think it's okay that I put them back here. Okay, got my white paint mixed up. Gonna clean my spatula. And, oh, before I start, I'm going to put my hair up. Because it does involve blowing air, either with the leaf blower or these cute, I got this cute set. It's these straws. They're metal straws, and they come with these attachments. And I'm going to switch the camera views. All these attachments. And I got these last year, and I really haven't used them as much as I should have. They are by Nicole LaFountain, and she has an Etsy shop. And I actually have her business card out so you can see it. And she sells this as a kit. You can just get the metal straws, and the attachments fit the straws, and then you have different ways of blowing out the air without trying to use, you know, disposable straws like I do all the time. So I'm going to grab a cup, and I'm going to grab some gloves, especially if you're working with the house paint. It does come off the skin easy, but, you know, make cleanup easy. All right. And these gloves I got off Amazon. I got them at a good price, and I see why. Because see, they're already torn. Tore them out of the box. So I'm going to move this lid. Just going to grab this, and I'm going to just scoop my paint with my cup. And I'm just going to put it in here. And it is okay to be getting paint on this, my paint spinner, because obviously you can see it's got paint on it to begin with. But putting paint on it first like I am, and I'll put more on it too. It's going to act as a glue that'll hold the canvas to the spinner when I'm spinning. And I posted some videos today. It's the paintings I did last night. I posted them on my channel. It took me a little while to upload them because my program wanted to do a 8-hour producing thing. Oh my goodness. I was like, no, 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 please don't. But it did take a lot to get those ready. But I posted it, and I had some troubles with this spinner last night because I haven't used it in a few months. And I didn't realize, how long it's been. But this black paint that you see in here, that's from my last project. It's actually one of many layers of paint. And the paint has pulled these sides, so I couldn't spin my canvas, so it kept hitting. And I'm like, well, what is it doing? It's not supposed to do it. So I figured out, I scored it, I opened it up, and it worked perfect. And then last night, I took my block, and I stuck it in here and opened it up. Oh, it's already closed since then. Opened it up, and it's helped a lot. So we're going to try it again. Because this bin, I got at Target a couple of years ago. And, you know, I can go get another one, but there's no point. It's a really good size for me. I don't do extra large pieces in this technique. And if I do, I'll just upgrade. Go get a doggy pool or something. So I have my canvas and just set it right on top. I'm going to pour this right here. I'm going to go ahead and do my sides too. And this is the house paint. And it's just, and you can see it's a little thicker. It makes a pool before it sits. I love it. Okay. I'm going to just make sure my edges. I'm going to go ahead and give it a spin because I need to get this house paint dispersed. Why not? Start the fun, right? And the technique, like I said, calls for just pulling in the middle. But I saw on the Painted Dreamer YouTube, she does beautiful, beautiful bloom. And she's doing like what I'm doing. She's just spreading it out. Loved it. And I think this might be my new favorite way to paint these blooms. And that may be why I'm not so frustrated with it anymore too. Okay, I'm going to give it a spin because what I want to do, I want to balance out the paint. And you can kind of see right here, it's a little thicker right there. So I'm going to pick it up, give it a little tilt. And this does take a minute. That's the one part about the lives. You get to see how it really is. There's no me editing, speeding things up. And if you were with me, not last week, but the week before, I was working with a palette knife. And I just dropped it right in the middle of my art. Like, yep, there you go. That's how it is. You get the real unedited fun. Okay. So, give it one more spin, and then we're going to start adding our colors. Clean off my spatula. And that is going to be good enough for now. I see a little spot here, but I'm going to take care of that in a moment. I am going to now take some of my gold, 24 karat gold. Whoops. Yep, there it is. That's what I was trying to avoid. There's my hair. It's ending up everywhere lately. And it wants to be part of my art. So there we go. I'm going to take my spatula, my palette knife, and I got my gold, and I'm just going to, actually, I'm going to do a little different tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Last night I took the spatula and just spread it on. And you just want a grungy effect on here. It's not going to be anything perfect at all. Because what we're doing is we're going to create a background that's not just solid white. It's going to have these gold highlights. And you can see some of these cells right here. Let me unglue it. Right in here. They're starting to pick up. My puddle of color is going to be right in here. So I will catch some of those cells, and they're going to get a little bit bigger as I spin it. Yeah, this is looking really good. I like this pouring it on versus taking the palette knife and just palette painting. All right. Got that on. So that's going to be perfect for a background. And you can use any color you want. I just chose to use the gold because I really love this 24 karat gold. It gives us a nice sheen. Excuse me. I'm going to grab a drink real quick. Always have some water with you when you're painting, because if you're like me, time flies, and next thing you know, 2 hours are gone. You're like, whoa, what happened? Okay. So let's start our colors. I'm just going to start pouring in the middle. And last night I did about 7 of these. Here's 5, 6, 7. Really top-notch measuring system there, right? And now I'm going to do the purple. And I'm going to do about 3 and 4. Do 4 of those. So I believe I did 7, 4. I did a 4. And then I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to add some of this black that's not a color shift. And I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle. I haven't done this before, so I hope it's not an epic fail. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. I love this green. Holy cow. Just do 4. And for my cell activator, this is the Deco Art Metallic White Pearl. And I did put silicone in it because it's just a craft paint mixed with Floetrol. It's not a heavy-bodied acrylic like the class calls for. Okay, that's our puddle of paint. So now I would like to try these little straws, and it has this little aimer thing. I'm going to give it a whirl, and if I don't like it, I'm going to switch to my leaf blower. Oh, that is so cool. And then just turn. I feel like I have to blow super hard with this, so I am going to go back to my leaf blower. And actually, before I do that, because I pulled up some of the white of the house paint, which is no problem. I did that last night too. Worked out really well. This is such a fun technique. I mean, once you get the basic down, then you can just modify it with what you have. Okay, might get a little noisy. Way better. I like this so much better. Those straw things are going to be an excellent for another technique, but not for this one for me. And I love how that black is in there. Wow. So now I'm going to take my palette knife and I'm just going to add a few details. And I'm going to shape the petals a little bit. Wow, that black is really pretty. And you can do it any way you want, because we're going to spin after this. Ooh, look at this. Looks like it's going to come around in the front. And all these little details of color are going to pop out. Okay. And I have no real method of what I'm doing. I'm just kind of looking at one little petal at a time and just doing my best guess. I do love all these details in here. They're going to just open up and wow. I would like just to do a little bit of swirl, because hopefully this will make it look like it's layers of petals. And if not, oh well. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna stop fidgeting, and let's spin. It's gonna take a few spins. That was a big spin. Ooh, look at, oh my goodness, look at, look how pretty. Go the other way. And my spinner is off level. As you can tell, everything's kind of going to one way, but that's okay. That's part of the fun. Oh my goodness. So, plop. Look at that. What do you think? And then let's turn it this way, because we got to decide which way we're gonna like looking at it. I'm kind of thinking maybe this way. Look how pretty. And you can tell there's not a lot of paint on here. I mean, it tilted as much as it could when it spun. And then look on the side. It's falling off the side. Look how awesome that is. Let me know what you think in the comments if you've done this, or what colors would you use? I'm just getting the sides right here. It looks a little, it's probably from me picking it up. Just needs a little more paint. And that's what's good about all this paint down here. It's still usable, right? Okay. I'm going to do one more painting. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. But I would like to do one more because I would like just a total of 4 of these. I think that'd make a nice garden set. Oops. It's one thing about painting and trying to film at the same time. I need to watch the camera to make sure that it's not fuzzy, because I had a blurry issue. Discovered that my camera was a little too close, so I backed it up a little bit. There. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to set it right over here to the side, and then grab another canvas. My little makeshift drying area. I just put some plastic down with some Dixie cups and just let it rest. Okay, got one more canvas, so we're going to do it again. So let's use the rest of our paint, of the house paint. I have other project ideas for this color shift paint, all this extra. You know, those little 2-ounce bottles really make a lot. Makes a lot of paint. And when you're shopping, you're thinking, wow, is that it? That's all I get? But that's a lot. Okay. I'm going to try to clean my hands up a little bit. And we're going to work on these edges again, just real quick. And I'm thinking this time, I love the black. Black was awesome. I'm going to put the black, hopefully if I remember, because I'm sure I'll be talking. I'm going to put the black down first. I think that would be a good idea. All right. In my laptop, I have it just right here. I have been so fortunate that I have not flooded it with paint these past few weeks. It's almost a miracle. And this Fluid Art, you know, it's paint. It's a messy. But there are ways to do it and not make a giant mess everywhere, which I've been fortunate enough. When I first started this spinner, I didn't use this box. That's why I went searching for something a little more high-walled, and I used cardboard on the sides, and when I spun it, the walls weren't high enough. I thought it would just had to be as much as the canvas. I got it over the walls and me. It was hilarious. Used to have it all over the floor. My husband would not come in this room because he's like, nope. He's like, what's going on in there? Okay. So we got that set. Now, do some black. Oh, actually I wanted to spin it. Let's see if we can balance it. It's hitting the edge a little bit. I may need to invest in a bigger box, but I hope not. I really like this one. And actually, now that I'm thinking, I was going to pour black in the center right now. But what if I do a little black as the background? Black and gold. Because this open canvas is what is reminding me. So I'm going to make my background a little different on this. So it's going to be a little bit oddball of a set, but it's alright. Maybe I'll just keep those 3 as a set. And this will just be a special little one. I'm just gonna add the gold. Now let's spread it. Ooh, oh my goodness, this is gonna be awesome. I might have to make like 3 more of these. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I can already tell I'm loving it. I like it just like that. All right, so we got that. Now, I'm gonna put that gold up. I'm going to layer, let's start with the green on the bottom. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My high-tech measuring system. I actually did 10 instead of 7 because I started thinking of other things. Ooh, okay. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we did green, so we need purple. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see unlevel how it's tilting a little this way. That's okay, because look, just turn it. No worries. Art's about having fun. It's about having a little bit of you show up in the final piece. And with me, it's usually because I'm using too much paint. It can be a little chaotic. This is looking like awesome as it is. Okay. But, alas, we're going to use the mini leaf blower. That turned out chaotic. Ooh. In a good way though, holy cow. Hold on, I'm gonna put some more. Oh my gosh, I love all this. Got one bright flower on somewhat a lot of that black background. Oh, push it. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm going to take my spatula and let it sit a minute. I see these air bubbles. The one thing about this blower, which I'm not complaining, I think it's kind of awesome, you're injecting air into the paint and into the underlayers. So you get all these little dots. So actually, let's do a little heat. And now I'm going to try to shape some of these petals. Oh my goodness. What do you think of this so far? I think this is going to be super fun. I'm glad I put the black in that background. And I'm just cleaning off my palette knife after each one, so I'm not muddying any colors up. And I'm not really being consistent with each petal either, which I think that's going to be just fine. Alrighty. Oh, this is looking awesome and crazy at the same time. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And if you've done this technique, go to Paint Pour Academy Community Group. That's my group. And just let me know you saw on YouTube. And it's a private group because some spammers tried to hack in there. And then you can post your art and show off your blooms. I would love to see them. And I'm just going to do a couple swirls in these areas that are a little solid. Just so it just mixes it up a little bit. And I dragged the paint in there. And you don't have to. You could be more exact. Be more delicate. Just have fun with it. That's the important part. Just have fun. Okay, I think we're ready. Let's spin it because I need to stop fidgeting or we will be here all night. Which that'll be okay. Nothing wrong with that. All right, let's spin. What? In a second. Let me put it back in the middle. Okay. Well, did a bad job of the middle, right? There it goes. And you can tell I put a lot more paint on this time. I put 10 of that green instead of 7 because now it's overtaking, and now a lot of my background, it's going to just show up in a corner, in this corner. And that's okay because this looks pretty stunning to begin with. Holy cow, wow. Woo! See? Live! Gotta love it. Whoa! Actually, let's tilt a little bit. It's getting a little slippery with this paint, I guess. That's never happened. And that's okay. It doesn't take a lot to spread this paint on here. Just the sheer force of the slight turn is spreading it out because it did start in here. Definitely unexpected how this one's turning out, but I love it. Okay, let's take a closer look. Look at that. Perfectly messy. And actually some of the black is popping underneath this flower. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. Definitely share your art. I would love to see what you guys are up to. And let me just switch. Good. I hope you had a good time. I had a great time. This one's unexpected, but I think it might be my favorite. So as soon as these pieces do dry, or at least get close to dry, I will post an update on my YouTube channel so you can see how they're doing. But I think they're going to stay pretty much like this. And it just looks, I don't know. I love this. This is so much fun. Unexpected and fun. So thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.